Imagine a killer who never held a weapon in his hands. He didn't fire a gun, he didn't drop bombs, he didn't command armies on the front lines. But his decisions killed more people than wars, dictators, and entire armies. 70 million lives. 70 million destinies. He changed the course of history, not through the power of weapons, but through the power of words. His slogans became laws, his ideas death sentences, his silence a death warrant for entire villages. And what if I told you that this man is still revered as a hero? His portrait hangs in the heart of Asia's largest city. His name is both taboo and sacred. This is the story of a man who promised a new dawn and delivered the worst nightmare of the 20th century. Who is he? You find out at the end.
The first major reform, the redistribution of land. Wealthy landlords are stripped of their property. The land is handed over to poor peasants. On paper, it seems fair. In reality, the nightmare begins. Across the country, people's courts are organized. Hundreds gather in village squares. Elders, landowners, merchants are dragged before makeshift tribunals. The crowd shouts accusations. The judges are young party members. The verdicts, instantaneous. Executions take place right after the hearings. In just a few years, between 1 and 2 million people died during the land reform. No lawyers, no chances. Children denounce parents. Neighbors turn on neighbors. People stop living with hope and start living with fear. Fear of speaking. Fear of being seen. This was only the first step. 1949. The world is beginning to recover from the Second World War. Europe lies in ruins. The United States emerges as a superpower. In China, a long civil war between communists and nationalists finally ends. The country is exhausted, starving, and economically broken. Millions live in poverty. Villages are cut off from progress. There is no stable central authority. Amid this chaos, a new leader emerges, a peasant from Hunan province. He rises from the fields to become the voice of the people. For some, he is a poet. For others, a philosopher. For millions, a revolutionary hero who will bring justice. He speaks simply. His words sound like hope, a new life, equality, the rebirth of China. The people believe, and under the red banners, a new era begins. 1958. A new plan, a new slogan, the Great Leap Forward. The goal, to transform agrarian China into an industrial giant within a few short years, to catch up and surpass the West. Communes are created across the nation. Private property disappears. People are relocated and forced to work collectively. In villages, primitive furnaces are built. Peasants throw their farming tools, pots, even furniture into the flames, all to meet steel production targets. But the steel they produce is useless, and without tools, the fields lie empty. A chain reaction begins. Falsified reports of record harvests, unrealistic production quotas, mass grain confiscations. Villages are left with nothing to eat. In a very short time, the country plunges into one of the deadliest famines in human history. People eat tree bark, grass, insects. In some regions, there are documented cases of cannibalism. Entire families, entire villages vanish. Historians estimate that 30 to 45 million people died of starvation. And it wasn't drought. It wasn't locusts. It was the result of one man's decisions and his political line. The famine wasn't a natural disaster. It was man-made.
A new slogan, a new battle, the Cultural Revolution. The leader declares war on the old ideas, traditions, customs, culture. Millions of young people, the Red Guards, flood the streets with the little red book in their hands. Universities close, professors are publicly humiliated. People are forced to kneel with signs that read, "Enemy of the People." Temples, libraries, works of art are destroyed. Children denounce parents, friends betray friends. The country sinks into fanaticism and total distrust. This isn't just repression, it's the destruction of the very fabric of society. An entire generation grows up in fear, without education, without the right to think differently.
Historians debate the exact numbers, but most agree around 70 million deaths were the result of his policies. More than Hitler, more than Stalin, more than any other dictator of the 20th century. But unlike them, his portrait still hangs in the heart of Beijing. His name is taught in schools. His achievements are revered. To some, he is the father of the nation. To others, the man responsible for the greatest modern tragedy. He didn't fire a gun, he didn't drop bombs. He killed with words, with politics, with slogans, with silence. His ideas became a weapon turned against his own people. His name, Mao Zedong, the man who promised rebirth and brought death to 70 million people. The deadliest killer in human history, without weapons, without shots, just the power of ideology and control.